Every successful business needs traffic. But what I found is that many times in the consulting world, we don't focus on getting that traffic so we have the right potential clients landing at our front door. So in this minisode, we're going to talk about how you can get more traffic for your business. One of the dangers of relying solely on referrals is the fact that you are putting all of your eggs in one basket and you are relying on one traffic source. And what becomes problematic is that you can't predict when that particular traffic source or source of traffic is going to dry up, especially if you have not made sure to be strategic and ensuring that your referrals and your referral network is very diversified in terms of the types of clients that you serve or maybe the industries that you work with. So what is very helpful is thinking ahead of time about how you can create and drive more traffic to your business from different areas. So when we think about how we can do this, I want you to consider all of the ways that you can begin to attract people who would be interested in the services you provide to your business. This is where focusing on your social media platforms is helpful, or speaking events, whether those speaking events are public speaking events or guest teachings that you may do in various settings or facilitation of workshops. Also, consider things such as your PR or media strategies, as well as even something such as guest podcasting and going on various podcast episodes. These are just examples of many of the ways that we can market our services and put ourselves out there to gain greater visibility. And that greater visibility is actually going to allow us to generate more traffic if done right. One of the things that is very important to keep in mind, however, is that although it may be tempting to show up in every setting and on every platform, because it, in theory, would make sense that if you are present in a lot of different places, if you had an omnipresent strategy, that is going to be more beneficial for you growing your business. And while to some extent that is true, what you have to also keep in mind is your capacity to do the work, and then also what that particular option is providing you in terms of a return on investment. And for us, when it comes to traffic, the return on investment would be the number of clients that you are landing from being in that space. So this leads us to the need to track the flow or the number of clients that we are gaining based upon the traffic source. And very few people actually consider doing this outside of the marketing space. But it's very important because it is a way for you to determine whether or not a particular traffic source is useful, because every strategy, every touch point is not going to be a great one for every business. So we want to be able to customize and personalize how we are showing up in front of our potential clients. Now, if you're thinking about how in the world you can figure this out, then I'm going to share a little bit of information with you. This is actually an example of a strategy that you can use to begin to figure out whether or not your traffic source is one that is beneficial and is one that is generating greater revenue for your business. Because if it's not, then I'm going to recommend that you consider not prioritizing that particular channel and focusing on the areas where you are finding to be more helpful in bringing in more traffic to your business and allowing you to land more and more clients. Because if you focus more of your energy in that area, then the result will also begin to improve and increase, which of course will grow your business. So an example of this is using your lead magnet to your advantage, especially on social media platforms or online platforms. Whenever you are promoting a lead magnet, then you want to also track how many people are downloading that particular lead magnet. And based upon those downloads, how many of those individuals are signing up for your services or booking a call or in somehow moving forward in a way that shows that they are a higher quality lead. So a very simple way of doing this is offering the lead magnet on different platforms. You may place it on LinkedIn, you may place it on Instagram, you may have it embedded in your information to your YouTube video or your podcast episode. And then you need to track how many potential leads are you getting from that particular placement. When you're able to capture that data and that information over time, then you will, number one, begin to see which platforms are more helpful for you in terms of driving traffic. But then also, number two is how you may have the potential to attract more and more traffic or gain more and more leads or clients by improving that method that seems to work best. So this is a way for you to really figure out whether or not you're spending your time, effort, and resources in the right place. Also, it will tell you if you have different types of lead magnets that you can position on each of these platforms, what type of potential client is coming from that source. So, if you have a lead magnet that speaks to someone who is in the earlier stages of their business development versus someone who is further along and looking for more elevated and advanced services, then depending upon how many potential leads or what traffic you're getting from either lead magnet, that will tell you whether or not that source is driving a particular type of lead and therefore help you with your messaging, help you with your targeting, help you with your future segmentation, especially if you're doing any aspect of email marketing, and just improve your overall marketing strategy. The bottom line and the overall lesson that I want you to take away from this minisode is that all traffic is not equal, and you want to maximize your resources, your time, your energy, your money in the areas or doing the work that is going to drive the most traffic for your business. So I'd love to know how you are driving traffic to your services and to your offer. Share this information with me on LinkedIn or Instagram. I'd love to hear more. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend and leave your rating on Spotify or your review on Apple Podcasts. And we'll be back again for another minisode. I hope this was helpful, guys. Take care.